This month's cookie, of course, has to do with Valentine's Day. But the great thing about these cookies, they can be made for any time of year or any holiday, depending on what color you want to color the frosting. These are such a soft, light, and airy sugar cookie, and they are extremely different than any other sugar cookie you may have had before. They are simple but so delicious, and I know your sweetheart here at Valentine's Day is going to love them. To start, you just want to cream some butter. Make sure it's at room temperature and then it will cream extremely quickly. Just whip it up in your stand mixer until it's light and airy. Then you just add some sugar and cream that together until it's light and fluffy. After the sugar and butter are creamed together, you can add some Greek yogurt. The Greek yogurt is what really gives these cookies their distinct light and airy quality. You want to whip that in, and then add some eggs and a little bit of vanilla for flavoring. Just mix that together until it's incorporated. In a separate bowl, you just want to sift together your flour, a little bit of baking soda, and a little bit of baking powder. Just finish it off with a little bit of salt in the bowl and then mix that all together on a low speed at first because all that flour is going to go all over your kitchen if you turn it right on high. And then mix it a little bit faster just to make sure it's completely incorporated. Once it's all put together, you just want to put it into a bowl and place it in an airtight container in your refrigerator and let it chill down. This just makes it a lot easier to roll out later on. Once it's chilled, you can just remove it from the fridge, and on a fairly heavily floured surface, it's a really wet dough, so you really don't have to worry about it getting too much flour into it. You want to flour your surface and then roll it out to about a 1/4 inch thick. Then I like to use these fluted round cookie cutters. You can also just use a glass if you don't have a cookie cutter, or really any shape that you like. I think the round ones just give it an extra special touch and really look great. Just cut your cookies and place them on a parchment-lined or lightly greased cookie sheet. Put them right into a preheated 350-degree oven, and in just about 10 to 12 minutes, they are going to be puffed, hardly golden at all. The bottoms will be slightly golden, but the tops shouldn't be, and perfectly baked. Let them cool on the pan for about 5 minutes, and then what the great thing is about using parchment paper is you can just pull the whole parchment paper off right onto the rack to let them cool completely. Before you frost these, you want to make sure they cool completely, because if they're not, they're just going to melt the frosting and it really won't go on that well or look that great. While they are cooling though, gives you the perfect time to make the frosting. It is extremely simple. It is just some butter that you're going to cream. At this point, it's always a good idea to scrape down the bowl just to make sure the butter is getting incorporated and it gets off the bottom of the bowl. Sometimes certain blades just don't grab it from the bottom as well. Add a little bit of heavy cream to that and some vanilla, and then just stir that in. Of course, a little dash of salt, as we add to all sweet things. And then finish it off with the powdered sugar. Let that mix together, and then to make these especially perfect for Valentine's Day, I'm adding a little bit of raspberry flavoring. You can find this raspberry extract in the store, and it really gives a great flavor. You can add as much or as little as you like. You don't have to add any, but I really think it adds a great little special touch to these. And then a few drops of red food coloring. Of course, you don't have to color these or do anything to the frosting if you don't want to. But it is Valentine's Day, and you can do as much or as little as you like. But this is where if you want to make it for another holiday, just add a different coloring and no flavor, and it really will be perfect, whatever you choose. Mix in the coloring and flavoring if you're using it until it's completely incorporated, and of course scrape down the bowl if you need to. Once your frosting is ready, you can just begin to frost your cookies. I just put it into a smaller bowl so it's easier to scoop out of. And I'm doing nothing decorative or a lot time consuming on this. I'm just using an offset little spatula and layering it on the cookies. This really is delicious, and the more frosting on a cookie, the better if you ask me. to make these a little bit more Valentine's-esque, because come on, if it's gonna be a holiday, you may as well go all the way. I love to use some red gourmet sugar for on top, or these wonderful little X's and O's I found in the cake decorating supply store. Any large craft store is gonna have them. Really, I just want you to be inspired to make whatever decoration you want with these cookies. They are so delicious, and once you have one, any store-bought cookie is gonna seem like it is not worth buying anymore. These are easy, quick, and so delicious. I hope you're inspired to use them this Valentine's Day or any holiday hereafter. If you like this video, click like below and leave a comment. I just love to hear how you guys are using these videos. And if you want more great videos, click subscribe and you'll become part of the Gray Boxwood family. It is so great to have you watching. I can't wait to see you next time.